Honey, we just gonna go ahead and get into some things. Just a little piece, honey. The people are in an uproar over this Ace interview. They is pissed, and I have to say, Ace was giving a little bit of this for me, just a little bit.
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through? Oh,
It's giving that. It's giving a little bit of him. Okay, just a little. I didn't do this stuff. Okay, but I'm going to get into the interview, right? We're going to go through the interview, break down the interview, and talk about it. Now, I will say, I feel like I'm still going through my phase of how I feel about the interview, right? I wasn't expecting a lot of people to be as outraged as they were. But as I go through the interview with you guys, because I feel like it's, anyway, when I go through the interview with you guys, we'll see how I'm really feeling about things once I get into those details, okay? But before we do that, we got to talk about the fact that Amaya came to the front. And when Amaya came to the front, she let us know what the people had been saying for many a weeks, right? Y'all have been saying that these two individuals were not together. The winners of Love Island are not together. Child, they couldn't even make it 6 months outside the damn villa. Okay? They couldn't even make it 3 months, bitch. I don't even think they made it a month. We just found out. Okay, a month later. Damn near. 2 weeks later, what? Okay, so they didn't even make it a full month outside of the damn villa. Am I bothered by that? Not really. I do want to get into some statements and things that she put up on her page. So let me get that up. People were upset about it. Oh my God, this is the worst cast ever. Don't get it twisted. Definitely the worst cast for sure. Nobody stays together. Well, if you've been tuned into Love Island from like the beginning, yeah, don't none of them stay together. You lucky that you got two couples that's were engaged, about to be married from season 5. Hello. And then you have season 6 where you have at least two couples that are still lasting. Hell, at least Janae and Kenny. Girl, I can't even say at least, honey. But they made it a year, but it's still giving, probably a piece of PR publicity or whatever. But, people were upset about it. And it's like, girl, these couples don't be lasting for real, for real. It would be nice. We want to be able to fall in love with people's story like we did with Cordell and Serena. In my personal, for me, that's the most genuine couple for me, not you, for me, that has come out of Love Island USA so far. All right. And some people would say Bergie and old girl. And some would say Hannah and Marco. But for me, it's definitely Serena and Cordell. But let me slide over here because I want us to real quick hop into this because Amaya is 2 different posts that she made. Amaya says, my papayas. BITCH. First of all, that dash that comes after my papayas, girl, I could. Okay? That dash is for the fire that got slapped from you. Because I feel like, well, I'll say this. Maybe you know how when Andy asked old girl about who she's dating and she said, I can't, it's Netflix. I can't, it's Netflix. Well, it seems like it's given Amaya couldn't because it was Peacock. I can't, the reunion's not here yet. Maybe she been wanting to announce that they've broken up, but this is what I don't like that people do. And maybe they could have been figuring it out, right? But I hate when true tea comes and approach y'all in y'all face, and then y'all sit up there and say stuff like, God forbid. God forbid I not post him for a full day. God forbid I don't post him for 36 hours. Y'all try to make it seem like the people stupid when the people on to you the whole time. Like, girl, are you okay? Is you good? Is you cool? So she comes out and says, Brian and I are no longer together. After leaving the villa, it became very clear that we were on 2 different journeys. Our visions didn't align, and relationships are supposed to be a team sport. You don't have to drink the whole sea to know it's salty. All love here. I do not condone any hate spread of any negativity, okay, or bullying. She says, I truly wish him the best, Amaya Papaya. Now, that was 7 minutes ago. That's what the people say. Then they came back and said she redid the post and took out the fact that she does not condone the bullying and the negativity. So I'm like, wait, so Amaya, and let me confirm my screenshot too, because I got one too over here on mine. Yes, it does not have the bullying. So do you want him to be bullied? You want him to get the negativity because he broke your heart, I guess, or things just didn't work out the way that you may have wanted it to. Now, I have a slight problem with that because it's like y'all could at least damn try something, child. Y'all could have tried just a little piece. At least could have gave it 3 months, honey, outside the villa. Damn. And I hate it because I feel like a lot of people are going to lean more into that thought that they already had about Brian and saying, oh, he was just interested in her because he knew that she was America's favorite and stuff. And I'm like, for me, not necessarily, because I felt like he started to feel her well before he knew that America saw her as the favorite. So they were like a few days in that he was already feeling her because she really appreciated him sticking up for her, having her back and stuff like that. So, they just floated along. But, I had to fall back on Amaya child. Just a little piece, okay? Because of who she be aligning herself with. And it's like, girl, you need to get it together. Okay? You need to get it together. You was ready to be all loud and proud when you wanted to talk about which girls was affecting your home girl. Oh, it was Sierra and Chelley and this, that, and the other. But when they start having racism conversations, you got a little quiet. Where your vocals go? What happened? Speak up. Speak how you had been speaking. So I saw this over here on Twitter where somebody put up this post where they're saying, this is Amaya down in the comments on Twitter saying, imagine being broken up with just being broken. Also, Brian broke up with her. She's saying, imagine being broken up with just to come on TikTok a couple hours later, already in distraught to see that he's in Miami 2 hours later doing the exact things you told him hurt your feelings. And this person was like, we stand 10 toes with Amaya. And I said, no, we don't. We stood 10 toes with her. We no longer stand 10 toes with her. But I do hope that her friend, okay, it rushes to her aid faster than she did for Nicolandria, okay? I do hope that her friend has her back. So best of luck to her. At least you got 50K. You know what I'm saying? At least you can cry at the bank, Well, no, you didn't get 50. Yeah. I think she did. Yeah, she got 50K. Yeah. At least you got 50K. And you ain't just out here brokenhearted. Life's not over. You can start again. Okay? Listen to a little piece of brandy. You'll be okay. But that's what Amaya and them got going on. Her and Brian are no longer an item. Okay. I'm not fully surprised, as I told y'all. I just would have expected them to last a tad bit longer than what it was given. All right. If you're just now coming into the video, please make sure that you are liking up the video for your girl. Okay. Is there anything else? I feel like it's so much to this Ace interview, and we're gonna get into it. And baby, I don't know. Some part of me is like, this was a messy ass interview. And I kind of liked it a little bit, because I'm like, if you gonna do an interview and stuff, let it be a little messy. If you gonna go this long not talking about anything, not doing no interviews with nobody, not saying nothing, I expect you that when you finally sit down and have an interview that you really coming to us and you got something to say. Like what's been going on? Because we've been waiting to hear from you. So what are we talking about here? Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. And we are going to get back into some things. Okay, here we go. All right, bet. Okay, cool. Now, let me go ahead and pull up my notes real quick so that we can talk about this interview and things that Ace said. So, hold on, that's not it. That's not it. Where we at? There we go. All right, y'all. Now, Ace comes in all excited, looking forward to doing this interview. They wanted to make sure that they let us know this interview, y'all, took place like the day after he went to the reunion. Okay, I'm here for it, but it also like it just kind of gives you fake ass. It gives you fake ass zigga. Like you a fake. You know what I'm saying? Because you literally just, and then of course this is the day after the reunion was, I believe he just did this, yeah, like yesterday, like the day after the reunion was filmed. But you was just cool with Nick though. Y'all was just like, so when was it filmed? Like a week or so ago. You was dapping it up. Everything was all good. I could have sworn Nick went and got a tattoo similar to yours on his back or whatever it was he had going on. And then now you come over here and you like blasting him. But it's something that he said that kind of made me be like, I can't fully be mad at Ace, because if I'm expressing to you, because to me, everybody, in my opinion, right now, and this is how I feel at the top, just freestyling off my head, haven't really gone through, once I replay the notes, my thoughts may change. But I feel like a lot of people are team Nick right now because he's partnered with Olandria. But if I'm coming to you and I'm kind of telling you, like, how people are coming at me and you don't really got my back, it's kind of giving a little bit of Huda though. And we was just on Huda head top. Granted, there is a difference, right? We were on Huda's head top because your fans were a part of the hatred that was going towards Chelley and Olandria, whereas Nick fans weren't. But I guess at the time where Ace felt like Nick could have like spoke up on his behalf for his character, you know, he didn't. And then when you're trying to express that to your friend and your friend responds with, well, I'm just about done with it. Like I'm cool on it. I feel like anybody would feel away if they're trying to express something to a friend and a friend kind of dismiss them like, I'm cool on it. Like I'm good. Because of course it's not happening to you. So it's easy for you to be like, I'm cool on this shit. Like I'm good. We ain't gotta talk about it no more. I'm straight type thing. I don't know. But also, I would need to hear from Nick after hearing this interview, because why did Nick really say that too? Did you continue to try to beat it in his head and he was trying to explain to you the times that he did have your back, but you weren't trying to hear him, and that led him to say, I'm cool on that. Like I'm good. Like I'm done talking about it. I keep trying to tell you, but I'm done talking about it, right? So I don't know. But he says that it was important for him to take his time and enjoy his family and friends as well as Chelley, which is why we ain't been seeing him really do no interviews. But I also feel like, to me, that's a calculated move. That's a nigga that's gonna sit back, watch, see how everybody move, whatever the case is, especially after he got out of the villa and he saw a lot of the reaction of how the fans felt about him. So I feel like he wanted to also sit back. He was upset that he got eliminated early, even though he says Chelley was his prize. I mean, anybody would be a bit upset when you thought you probably had it in the bag. I think it was a calculated move. Let me see how y'all finna move. Let me take my notes and I'm gonna let y'all have it, right? Maybe that's what. And then also, and I think I said this a few weeks back, where I felt like when it came to Ace, I think Ace intentionally also did not do interviews to let people know, like, I don't need this shit. Like, I don't have to do interviews. Y'all niggas do. I got my fan base. I had 1 million before I even got on this show, so it's nothing. I think it was also that too. So y'all feeling like I'm such a clout chaser. Well, let me show you guys who's really chasing clout, because it ain't me. So I think that was part of it too. So he went on to show, he said he went on the show to find love, not clout or whatever. He says a lot of people took advantage of their 15 minutes of fame. And I said, ooh, when he said that out the gate, for me, y'all, first people that came to my mind was Taylor and Nick. That's exactly what I put in my notes, all caps. I said, you know what? You have to be talking about Taylor and Nick in my personal, because they've been the ones that's been doing the most interviews, I felt, especially Nick. But I felt like it was them two more than anything. So then, but I don't know if it's jealousy or not over, brand deals and different things that Nick is getting, because truth be told, if Ace was willing to accept some of the interviews that were thrown his way, he could have the same stuff that Nick got. Right? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know people feel like he might be a little jealous, but it's like, is he really? Is he really jealous? He made a decision not to do those interviews. It's not like those same people didn't act. Like Ace was a big of a big character in this show, just like old girl, right? A lot of them were big main cast members. So if he wanted to do those interviews, he could have got those interviews. He didn't even show up to the damn Keke Palmer interview. So I don't know. Therefore, with more publicity, more eyes on you, more attention on you, you're going to get those brand deals, right? Hell, even Taylor over here getting brand deals, right? So I don't know. I just that's just what I'm thinking. Shout out to the people in the chat. If we could get the likes up, let's make sure that we liking up the video. You know what I'm saying? If we could get to 100, that would be great. Because how we got over 400, almost 500 people in the chat, and y'all can't even crack 100 likes, but y'all over there typing away in the chat, huh? Okay then. Well, anyway, girl. So he talked about his intentions and getting to know someone for them, right? He says not for social media. So this kind of goes back to what he talked about at the reunion, as far as saying that Jeremiah was talking about talking about the following. And what's your following count, and what is it going to be? What you think it's going to be when you get out, this, that, and the other. Basically trying to highlight other people's intentions, whereas he felt like he had some genuine intentions, and he just really wanted to get to know somebody for them. That's what he says, right? I also don't know if he fully watched the show to see how he was portrayed. It kind of seemed like he watched it, but at the same time, he could have just got some of the edits. He probably just saw some clips, not sure. But he talks about not wanting to do the reunion. All right. First of all, he talks about he already had the money, already had the clout. He didn't need to come on the show for those things. Right. But then also at the same time, I personally feel like everybody on this show wanted clout, period. Anybody going on a television show wants clout. I don't care what you talk about. I don't care about you already having clout already. I mean, everybody could get some extra, because even though you have 1 million followers, there are at least 3 million other people that don't know your ass. It's like, okay, hundreds of millions of people that still don't know you. Chris Brown, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Usher and them fan base still don't know your ass, okay? And it's no disrespect. So yes, you had 1 million, but you ain't got hundreds of millions. So anybody going on the show is going there for clout. You may not necessarily be going on that show to get you some money, right? But hell, if you're following your lap, like, well, yeah, I got money, but why would I not take it? That's like some of the celebrities that go on to do some of these trader shows or Big Brother or whatever the case is. Like, yeah, they probably got bread, but who couldn't use more? Like, come on now. So there's that. I don't. Okay, Ace. So he talks about having anxiety and not wanting to do the reunion, and says that he dealt with a bit of depression since leaving the villa. I believe that. I will say, definitely believe that. I believe all of the Islanders have dealt with that since coming out of the villa, and I feel like if they have not immediately dealt with it, it's coming. When the dust settles, when they get in their thoughts and stuff like that, when the hype eventually dies down, because we're gonna have to get hype back up about another group of people, right? It doesn't mean we're not gonna keep following them and stuff, and keeping up to date with what they got going on, but it is gonna be a difference. And once the slowdown happens, like, they're gonna have to deal with all of that, right? So he also says, especially seeing himself being portrayed as a person that he's not, he didn't like how he was portrayed on the show. So obviously, I want to believe he took all of this time of him not doing interviews, right? I would want to believe he took all of this time to sit back and actually watch the show. I believe Shelley said that she still didn't watch the full show. At least that's the last time when she talked to Keke Palmer. So who knows if she did or didn't. Now, Ace said I felt like when Ace talked about this, for me, I said, damn, I said he really hurt. Right? He really hurt about how he was portrayed, because I feel like he was getting a little sensitive with how he was talking. I think it was in that moment, right? I said, damn, I said you could tell how he kind of like did this or like moved around. I said, yeah, Ace is really, he's kind of hurt by that. I think some people may have said some things to really hurt his feelings, because he seemed like he still wanted to cry in that moment to me. I was like, damn, I got you. Okay. So, Ace speaks on Amaya and how production would put clips up that didn't pertain to the conversation that they were having. So sometimes we may see her cry and it didn't have nothing to do with what he was talking about. I guess because he said they had been made up like days after he had told her, like, don't be all touchy feely with me. Like, don't do that. And, I mean, I get it. I find that to be so funny, though, at the same time, though, Ace. Even though it was like a challenge and stuff in the beginning, you don't be want nobody to touch you, but you had no problem kissing the fuck out of Yulissa the first night. And then when Jeremiah kissed her on the cheek, it was like you clocked that. And then your own friend Taylor go on the interview and talk about how you ain't really like that. I guess had you known that, you wouldn't have kissed all on her either. But then you want to set boundaries about don't touch me or don't do this or don't do that. I don't know. I do feel like you was playing that shit up for the cameras, to be honest with you. That's what I think. You was playing that shit up for the cameras. You was trying to do whatever you need to do to get more screen time or something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm just telling you the vibe. So he said he felt like Babe wasn't really an issue for him, and it was her just pretty much trying to mark her territory. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy to me that you would feel a way about her trying to mark her territory, but y'all completely missed over the fact that Huda was trying to mark her territory on Jeremiah and then tried to blame Jeremiah for the fucking hickeys that he got, like he put the hickeys on his own damn neck. Huh? Boy. So Ace talks about men not being honest with a woman. Ooh, this was the part for me. I felt like Ace did a lot of protecting of Taylor in this interview. And I feel like that is so messed up to kind of throw Nick under the bus. But the times that it came, all because he didn't have your back and he didn't defend you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel away. Because as I said, if you're expressing to a friend how you feel and then they just dismiss you like I'm done with it, like anybody would feel away like, oh, man, noted, right? But at the same time, I just feel like to try and blast him but not Taylor, that's not being fair, especially when you pride yourself on being a genuine, honest person. That means we need to keep it honest across the board then, including Tay-Tay little ass. Okay? So Ace talks about men not being honest with a woman about how they feel, even though in this moment they're talking about Amaya. So he's really hinting at Austin not keeping it a buck with Amaya. For real, for real. That's what he's really talking about. And he says, if she's putting her best foot forward, trying to get to know you, and you're not putting in no effort, then I can't respect that. And I'm like, well, how were you able to be friends with Taylor the entire season? You shouldn't have been able to respect him. When he came to you, told you he wasn't physically attracted to her, she's putting in all the effort to trying to get to know you, and you had to let him know, like, she's making your dumb ass breakfast. I don't think you should have been respecting your boy, and you went as far as to protect that boy, and it's because he was really a follower, right? He was on Ace's leaderboard. He speaks on Austin being a bitch, okay? Calls Austin a bitch, talking shit behind his back and never in his face. And I'm here for that. I'm not gonna hold y'all. He was. Austin was a bitch, but let's not act like Austin wasn't always saying, well, I'll say this. Austin wasn't always wrong. Austin would say some stuff that's like, you're right. I can't even hold you on that. When Austin said, all the way in the green room, it's a system that you created, Austin wasn't wrong. You did create it. I can't stand when people talk about the game and don't even know how to play it. Anyway, and then speaking of it, you still not girlfriend, boyfriend with Chelley. I feel like y'all know enough about each other at this point, but that's just my personal, to make it more than what it is at this point. All at the birthday function, y'all doing posts together. You finally drop your statement. She drop her statement. Y'all drop it at the same time in unison. She got pictures of you. You got pictures of her. And I thought it was really nice. But I mean, like, y'all don't go together? Especially if you talking about you done left the damn villa, and when you left the villa, that was your win. Like, I already won because I got Chelley. Okay. Well, then go ahead, girlfriend, boyfriend it up, since that's going to be your first and your last. Let's get to it then. Hop and skip. So he talked about Sierra and how she was giving PR. I think Sierra may have shaded him. He didn't really like some of the stuff that she was doing online. Y'all, Sierra is, in my personal, I feel like Sierra is, I guess spazzing. Like, mama's been tripped the hell out. Okay, she was so close to the finish line, she got her ass kicked out. Like, she probably been tripping a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So she probably threw a little shade or something. He talked about her PR answers or whatever, and that was that. So he says that Huda is pretty much on brand for her to be a liar. He says that's always on brand. He felt like she would do slick stuff to insert herself in everybody's business. Like when he told her that Amaya shouldn't touch him or whatever the case is, when he talked to Amaya about that, and you know that they just got into it, why would you then come into the room and try to do some type of touchy situation or whatever the case is? Like, And I believe him when he say that too, though, because of how she tried to rub it into Olandria and Shelly's face in the beginning when their guys got up to stand up behind Sierra, saying that they wanted to, get to know her more. She's like, "Oh my God, you guys, y'all need better guys. Y'all need better guys." Like, yeah, that sounds don't brand. So he talked about Taylor. So Speedy asked about Taylor leading Olandria on, y'all. Y'all think Ace answered that for real? No. Ace says Taylor faced a lot of influences. So instead of you, because nobody influenced Taylor to say out his mouth that he was not physically attracted to Olandria and that it just wasn't there. Taylor did that on his own. But then to protect him and try and say that he had other influences. And at first I was like, what you talking about? Influences? Like, what you trying to say? And as he continued to go on, I realized, oh, the influences are the producers. And I just think that's whack. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, I think the influencers may have, I'm sorry, not the influencers, but the producers may have played some type of influencing role. But at the end of the day, hold your friend accountable for his whole shit. Why you over there so ready to SHI on Nick? And that's whether people believe in Nicolandria or not. Because I really feel like that's why a lot of people are upset, because he's pretty much putting a damper on some of y'all dreams that believe so heavily in Nicolandria. And it's like, y'all gonna have to be okay with the fact that everybody don't believe in that. Okay. Even if I may have come around and it's like, okay, I can see this working. Let's see how this goes, right? Everybody not gonna believe in Nicolandria. And I mean, and you can't beat it in their heads. Like, it's just what it is. Anywho, so yeah, so he talked about that, and his hesitation, I said, to respond definitely confirms that he does believe that Taylor, he was very well aware that Taylor was leading Olandria on. But I don't know. I'll just leave it there. Yeah. So I felt like basically Taylor wanted that clout though. That's why he stayed with Olandria. He stayed there to get for himself to advance. So when you talk about clout chasers, make sure you mention him. And it worked out for him because now he got the following, right? He got his girl Clark. They do look cute together. I think they do have a genuine, connection, relationship and stuff going on. I do. So it worked out in his favor, but I definitely feel like one of the influences to get him to stay with Olandria was your ass. So you can try and pass it off to the producers and make it seem like it was the producers. I feel like you were a part of that. You were the one that was giving him advice, telling him what to do, planning dates and doing all this other stuff. Like, that's on you. You played a role in that too. So they speak again on Jeremiah going home, and Ace says that they talked about it for a while on who to send home. Ace says that he felt like a hater sending Jeremiah home. He says he felt like a hater in the villa and outside of the villa. I'm trying to figure out well, he says that he said they didn't play the full clip. And he said he called them out about that at the reunion, that they didn't play the full clip. And he said in that clip, during that time when they were trying to decide, he said, dang, this feel like some hater type shit. Cause it was. It was, but you didn't let that hater spirit, okay, or even that mind of letting you know you coming off as a hater stop you from still sending him out the house. And also what we did learn though was like Taylor was really, see, this is why I know Taylor was so glad he got Jeremiah to fuck up out the house. Taylor said that he was the most vocal. No, you weren't. You were not the most vocal at all. However, I see why in your head you may have thought you were the most vocal, because I mean, at least that's not what they showed us, that you were the most vocal, right? But I get now why you may have been the most vocal around your guys, because every girl that was interested in Jeremiah, you actually wanted. That's what that was. That's what we learned. We already knew he wanted Huda. He was interested in Huda. When Ace said, Taylor, have you gotten a chance to talk to Huda? That was asked earlier in the season. He was like, nah. Yeah, because Huda wasn't interested in you like that. And you ended up becoming her little brother. Same thing with Andrina. We learned that he was interested in her. and you ran over there to Ace. So, and that's crazy because they did edit it to make it seem like Ace was the biggest problem. One part of that problem was definitely Taylor. All those cameras around the villa, why did we not see Taylor run over there and tell Ace about, and maybe we did see about, oh, Jeremiah doing the same thing, da 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 da. But why didn't we also see that you was really interested in Andrina, but Andrina wasn't interested in you? Child, that's crazy. So I know when you finally got to Casa and you saw your girl Clark, I know you was glad Jeremiah ass was out the villa. Cause if he was there, he probably would have snatched her too. That's crazy. But anywho, um, Ace agrees with Speedy without pretty much agreeing. When yeah, he says that basically Speedy says, so what you're saying is that Taylor really wanted Jeremiah out the house or out the villa so that he could get closer to Andrina. And he didn't really say that, but he kind of like agreed without actually saying, yeah, you're right. In a sense, he said, I'll just say that he was interested in getting to know Andrina. And it's like, why are you going all around the world to protect Taylor? Okay. So Ace didn't like how people didn't have his back outside the villa. He says they wanted to switch up to protect their own brand, but I'm not really sure exactly what switch up was it, because it seems like a lot of the beef he has is more so with it was more so with Nick. So exactly what did Nick say in his interviews that made you feel away anything towards you? Only thing I can remember Nick saying was that he never voted for Jeremiah to be kicked out the villa. And he didn't lie. Once we played the saw what it was, he was more so wanting Austin out, but he was outruled. So I'm confused because that's the only thing. And y'all let me know in the comments now, because I'm like, huh? Because yeah, that just I don't, what else did he do? Because when you talk about he switched up and wanted to protect his own brand, that's the only thing that I could think that he would have said that I can recall. That's what that's the only thing that I can recall that would make Nick want to protect his brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's coming at me like I tried to get the boy kicked out, but actually it wasn't me, because I actually was defending him. I actually was I wanted him in the house. So is that what you're talking about? And then we saw how it translated at the reunion that he wasn't lying. So I'm confused on what the issue is here. Does anybody know? Because I'm trying to figure out what Nick said. Now, I will say this too, though. If Nick did do anything to make Ace feel away, I'm not really surprised, because Nick flipped and flopped his ass all throughout the villa. Honestly, 1 minute you over there dragging Huda, keep trying to vote her out, but you over there in her face acting like y'all cool. You sick of Huda? I'm about over this. She's doing too much. Yada yada yada. But then you're turning around and you going in on Jeremiah for how he's showing up when it comes to Huda, as if he's in the wrong. Like she just didn't show her ass. Like, I've been told y'all Nick can be flip floppy as hell. And that's also part of the reason that I had been on reserve about the whole Nicolandria thing, because he can be questionable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because even when he was all in on Sierra, it never seemed like he was all in on Sierra, right? I would hope that he's all in on Olandria. That's why I say it better be for real. It better be for real. Um, so Ace feels like people should have at least spoke to his character. I will also say this, Ace, in defense of the other people, I'll be honest. You should have been doing interviews to speak for your own goddamn character. Ain't nobody tell you to hush mouth, not do no damn interviews when these narratives were out there about you. These people have a duty, in my opinion, to, yes, protect their brand. It's their fucking brand. Like, they don't always have to speak for you unless, or speak to your character, in my opinion, unless it is their fans like Huda's that were actually attacking you. I feel like if that was the case, then if Nick had fans coming at you, Austin had fans coming at you, I feel like, yes, it's your duty to at least speak to the character that you experienced while in the villa, and you guys don't get to see everything, whatever. But if that's not the case, then you need to get out here and do your own damn interviews and have your own back. Ain't nobody tell you to wait till after the damn reunion. Now you want to clear everything up and blow shit up. That's what you want to do. Blow this shit up. That's what you're trying to do. Okay? That's not nice. Anywho, so he speaks on Nicolandria. All right. Make sure you guys are indeed liking the video. Thank you. So he speaks on Nicolandria and he says Nick found Olandria attractive from day one. We already knew that. And really, and I already mentioned this and I'll say it again because we always get new watchers. I said that even before he kissed her blindfolded, when they were standing around the table and they all first met and Olandria learned how old Ace was and she said, "Oh, you a baby," or whatever, Nick was quick to jump in and let her know, "I'm not a baby. I'm such and such years old. So I know you say he a baby, but I ain't no baby." So I feel like right there in that moment, he was expressing and showing like, "Oh, she's gorgeous." Like, okay, okay, we're going to see what's up with her. I like that. Right. So he did show that like right from the very beginning. He didn't expect them to be more than friends based on what they told him. Right. Things got complicated as they continued to go throughout the villa. I feel like that's where production dropped the ball. And it's so funny that you're talking about the influences of production. And I feel like they could have influenced Nicolandria much sooner in the game, in my personal, if they would have went back to that blindfolded kiss. Because why did y'all show us that and not follow through with it? Like production was all over the place. Like I don't know how much they influenced y'all. It was just everywhere. Huh? Then he said Nick told him that they were attracted to each other, but there's no romantic spark there. Now, what wasn't really clear, okay, what was not clear was when Nick told you that. Because if he told you that in the villa and that was before you left, then Nick wasn't really lying, in my opinion. Because it wasn't until you got booted and then I think was it when he got booted? No. It was after the family came. But you got booted after that, I think. That's when their connection began to develop. But you weren't there to like see Olandria finally start to come around and stuff. And people gotta understand as well where I give her grace is that she ain't never dated no damn white man before. Right? She's never dated no damn white man before. So I think it is going she's already a slow burn. And she ain't never dated this damn man. Date a white man before. So I think it's gonna take her a minute to come around. And guess what? If they don't come around, I'm sorry. I have every reason to believe they're gonna continue to finesse. They're gonna continue to finesse and get their money. And then that's my thing though. If it is a PR relationship and they are gonna finesse, let their ass finesse. Like let them do what okay. If it ain't real, then let them do them. We gonna find out, and guess what? When it come out, oh, Nicolandria have decided to part ways. It's just Nick and Olandria now. Everybody gonna come out the woodworks. I told y'all with fate. I told y'all there wasn't no real relationship. I told y'all what was going on. Then they're gonna have the edits of that. They're gonna have the edits of that. So some part of me is kind of like, just let them folks finesse. Let them do what they gonna do. Okay, let it be what it is. Right? But okay, we'll see. So he did say that, and this was crazy. So Speedy, so let's go back. So Ace says that he never saw Nicolandria being a theme because Nick had time to explore. He had time to explore Olandria, but he decided to go back to Sierra. Now, guys, now he not wrong either. I'm also conflicted on that too because I feel like Nick had the whole damn season to explore Olandria if he really wanted to. And I say that because Nick, you literally jumped to other women ready to link up. You know what I'm saying? You jumped to other folks like I think it was Andrina when she first entered the villa. He said something like, "Oh yeah, I was in a couple," or something it was that he said. Like he was just ready to jump ship, it seemed. But at the same time, when you want to go back and talk about influences, Ace, as to why Taylor stayed focused on Olandria, Nick probably didn't try and make no move or nothing because of the influences in the effort to keep his homeboy Taylor on the show. That's a possibility in my eyes. And she just wasn't all the way in on him. Now, because she was still, trying to see what was up with Taylor because that's what she's used to, a country black man, okay? Not a white one. And she was good with Sierra, so she didn't want no complications. So it definitely took some time to get there. And then for the connection to happen so late in the game, I kind of get how she was feeling a bit, you know. Um, but that could be why he didn't explore her. The way he was so ready to jump ship, maybe he was trying to do a favor for Taylor ass because Olandria was really the only one saving him until he got with Clark. What else is going on? So Speedy asked him if he was like pretty much happy for Nicolandria. And he says, yeah, I'm happy for Olandria. And Speedy said, just Olandria? He was like, yeah, because her entire time being in the villa, it was just fucked up. She just had a fucked up time in the villa. So I was really happy to see her get her piece of happy. Like, absolutely. So we made a note of that, and then Speedy brought that back around at a later time. So we starting to see, but I figured it right at the top of the damn interview. When he first started talking, he started calling out people switching up and shit. I said, oh, he talking about Nick and Taylor because they the ones, in my opinion, that did most of the interviews. You got beef with your friends. What's going on? Only to see him protect Taylor more in the interview. That's crazy. Heart rate challenge. She said Shelly did hold him accountable. People may not have seen it, but she did hold him accountable. He also tried to say that she held him accountable at the reunion too. And you know what else? I saw a clip of Chris. Chris is doing an interview with Chris Paul now. And with that interview, it's on Patreon right now, but I think they're gonna release it on YouTube like in a few days or something. But I know I saw someone on Twitter saying that Chris did address that countdown with Huda, but they didn't show it. So I'm hearing that a lot of things was like left out, but that's what we expect though. When you have so much stuff that's happened, and we talking about Peacock, we talking about Bravo. Mm-mm. Everything not gonna get shown. So we expected things to be cut out, but I'ma say they always gonna put something in there that we just don't give a damn about. That damn Hannah, Pepe, Charlie situation, I did not give a damn about. Y'all could have let me see Chris get into it a little bit more. Y'all could have let me see how all of the other Islanders felt after watching Huda get this man a countdown the way that she did and didn't show her ass. You feel me? So, yeah, we could have saw that. So it was a few things they're saying, like with the, what was it? The George Floyd situation of Olandria's face being put on that. They're saying Nick spoke up, right? Spoke up in defense of her or whatnot. We didn't get a chance to see that. So, it would have been nice, but you can't see everything. That's just how it goes, right? So he talks about doing the heart rate challenge. He felt like it was uncomfortable. He said, yeah, in the beginning he was attracted, did want to get to know Huda, but over time, he said a few days later, he let her know, like, Aunt, that ain't what it is. It's none of that. Like, we cool, we good. I ain't even trying to see you like that, right? She dances on him, and which was also interesting too, because it's like Huda, I think Huda really did like Ace. I think she really did like Ace because, girl, when that man saved you and you tried to grab his hand and he said hell no, like, he would let you know he not feeling you like that. So why would you choose him for the heart rate challenge to do all the extra shit on? The fact that you did all of that to him on that confirms for me what I had already said, that you brought Chris back for, yes, you, for him to save you in the show, but also for Shelly. And as Shelly gets to know him more, should Ace come available, you can snatch him up because you just showed him how interested in him you really are. But Ace definitely enjoyed it. He said that he was uncomfortable, but here's the thing with that. A lot of times, even though a person is smiling, like, in the midst of the moment, doesn't mean that they enjoyed it, right? But it wasn't so much as what he was doing in the midst of it when Huda was on top of him. It was his reaction when he went and sat next to Shelly for me. The reaction after the fact for me confirmed that you did have a good time. You did enjoy it. I mean, I saw the teeth all the way in the back. I think I saw your goddamn tonsils, just a little piece. Okay? So you definitely had a good time. Now, it does not rule out the fact that Miss Mamas was doing too damn much, because she know if it was her, she wouldn't have liked this shit. She wouldn't have liked that at all. Okay, but he said that he was uncomfortable, child. So I mean, maybe he was. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you was uncomfortable because Shelly was watching. I don't know, honey. Don't shoot me, girl. I wasn't there. I'm just telling you. Okay, I don't know. A says that he did see a couple. Girl, this was so fucking messy, baby. When I tell you the way he dogged the fuck out of Nick throughout this interview, I'm like, Nick, what did Nick? I need somebody. I need a synopsis right now. I need a thread. Somebody at me on the Twitter or the threads, okay, of the thread of Nick disrespecting the hell out of Ace the way Ace was on his head top subtly throughout this damn interview. Because the only person we saw on the show that had a cold sore or appeared to have a whatever on his lip was Nick. So when Speedy said I saw a couple of cold sores, I didn't see a couple. I only saw one on one person. Now y'all may have seen some. Y'all let me know because I didn't. I don't saw that one. Okay. Nick said he got hit in the mouth when he was playing football or something with Charlie. Charlie elbowed him. Whatever. That's what it was for. And all because you felt like your friend did not have your back and speak to your character, you go on to further assassinate his just a little piece. It's crazy. By saying that he did see a couple of cold sores up in there. Like, yeah, pretty much confirming, like, yeah, I saw that too. Girl, not y'all said Austin had one. I ain't see that girl. Oh my. Oh my. I ain't see that. Nick, I will say, Nick was the only one that I saw that had a little mark, and the one that I saw in main conversation on the Twitter. Okay. But yeah. That's crazy. I just feel like Ace took a lot of shots at his boy. That's supposed to be your boy, and you was over there taking all kind of shots at him. What did he do? Ace says that Nicolandria held it down in the villa. He did have their backs, right? And says that they found themselves having to be therapists, right, to other people or to other couples or whatever. But he was just talking about how, they pretty much had to suppress their feelings at times, when they really want to tell a hoe off. Okay. But he felt like they did a really good job. As I'm talking about this, I'm thinking back to this interview, and I remember saying, when Nick had said, I thought he said, I pretty much disagree with everything Ace is saying. A lot of y'all said in the comments that said, no, Jami, what he said was, I pretty much agree with everything Ace is saying. And I said, I thought I heard disagree or whatever. He was, you guys said that he was being sarcastic. And I said, well, either way, right? Whether I was, maybe I misheard that or not, it still panned out. Now, didn't it? Because I called that out about that reunion. I said, that's funny how Ace talked about how he felt like nobody had his back. And then Nick turned around and said that very thing. At least that's how I heard it. Okay. And clearly I misheard. Right. Okay. Boom. Somebody said he definitely said disagree. Because that's what I heard. Like, yeah, I disagree with everything, pretty much everything Ace is saying. Haha. Type of thing. So, yeah, only to confirm that he got a beef with Nick later on. Because he did disagree with what he was saying. He have his back. And, and this is another thing too. I feel like a part of the reason Ace is upset with Nick is because he's used to Nick having his back. That's all Nick has ever done in a damn villa. So when we have these conversations about how am I the ringleader, you're a grown man, this and that. Well, shit, I don't know. You're a grown man. Why you need so much damn validation then? Why you need him to have your back? Why you need him to always speak to your character? Yeah, that's because you used to him doing that shit while y'all in the villa. He always rocking with you. He always on your side. He always team Ace. He this, that. And then now he outside the villa and he ain't up under your thumb like that. And now you want to feel away. So that's what that is. Okay. That's, I'ma say it, y'all. That's alarming. And I hate that because I have grown to like Ace again. Think he's a cool guy, a good guy. And I just feel like that. I don't know, Shells. And I don't know him because I'm on the outside looking in. But that right there, I don't like that. I just feel like watch him. Because even you, my love, started to adopt a bit of his thinking a bit in my personal when it came down to getting rid of Hannah. y'all had all of, I don't know who gave y'all that idea of how it was supposed to go or whatever the case was, but you were saying some of the same things that Ace was saying as far as why y'all wanted, her out the house or whatever. Because she's doing the same thing with Charlie that she did with this person. Like real, real weird. But I don't know, love. Think about it. Okay, so he says, yeah, okay, we got into all of that. So Ace calls a Huda out pretty much, for pretty much clearing her name. And I love, now this, I love when he said this. So he was like, so the racism that Chelley and Olandria, endured was so out of pocket. He said the disrespect, all of that was so out of pocket. He said, what I find to be so interesting is that when Huda was caught on that live stream and people called her out for kicking people out of a room, she immediately wasted no time and reacted, responded, and said, hey, that's not true. I didn't kick anybody out. BITCH, you did. I didn't kick anybody out. I didn't do whatever it was. You definitely told that boy that you was not comfortable. Okay? The people read you down to a T. However, he says you were quick to respond to that. But when it's people that you actually know that you spent 6 weeks or so with, you've had their back, you've been supporting them, and they just ask you to put out a simple statement and you can't even do that. Yeah, nah. Right? So he called her out on that, and I was so glad he did. I said, okay, I'm with you. I'm gonna give you that. Get into it. He was asked about, his friends, who are your friends? He said the people that support me out loud. Chelley, of course, that's his girl. Olandria, Taylor, and Brian checks on him from time to time. Did not mention Nick at all. I kind of felt a little bad for Nick. I did. Because I just can't recall too many times that Nick has really went against him or said something negative for real, for real. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of messed up. Like, were you blindsided? Did you know he was gonna react this way? Like, I just feel like that's so fucked up to me. That's I guess. Boy, I mean, I don't know how the last conversation ended when Nick said, I'm done with it. So Ace was like, oh, you done with it? Okay, bet. Now I'm finna scorch. Okay. I'm finna go in now. What she said, Jakartas, is that what my girl said over there on Game of Thrones? Okay. Finna burn all this shit down. So he don't mention it. He said, I mean, we cool or whatever, but we ain't close like we was in the villa. He said he saw a lot of people not stand behind what they say and let narratives continue. And I said, you know what? If that's how you feel, is Nick the reason that you did not do that Keke Palmer interview? You were supposed to be there. And when I hear you're supposed to be there, that means that you must have given her your word or something that you were supposed to be there. And I also think that the Nick and Ace thing may have already been brewing, because when I reflect back on that interview, I think Taylor was talking about, like, I could FaceTime him, I could call him. It was kind of like, I remember thinking back to me wondering, like, Nick can't hit him up. I don't know, it was something about that was awkward. But I was like, nah, they good. They've been up each other's asses the whole season. So I doubt it's it's an issue. But it was something in that little piece of the interview that definitely made me be like, okay. What else? So Nick was given I said Nick must be I said Nick was given must be two sides, all right? And Ace didn't like that he didn't stand up for him. So Ace was asked about Nicolandria being real, and he just looked. Ace just act like, I said, that's so messed up. So basically, Ace does not believe in Nicolandria. He does not believe in them at all. And I could have sworn that he did. I could have sworn that Ace was over there believing in it. Okay. Okay. Had you noticed chemistry? Okay, let me get into this. Let me check this out real quick. So this is a clip from an interview he did. Had you noticed chemistry between them before, or did it come as a surprise? She says, I knew day one Nick had a little bit of a secret admirer with Olandria, but he had gotten very wrapped up in his connection with Sierra. They reached a point where Casa Amor came and Olandria came, and they were giving it a try, but they had their partner still in the back of their head, so it didn't really work. Now that they're coupled up again, it's more of a clear head going into this experience. The last conversation I had with Nick was when he said they have a physical attraction to each other. They have a great friendship and the romantic side they're working on and growing to get to that point. So what he said isn't really much different than what he's been saying. But I feel like maybe it was the tone or something that was just like, I don't believe in this shit. Damn. Damn. But you seem to be so positive just a few weeks ago. Now it's like, fuck that. But what if Olandria really is starting to like that man for real? I don't know if she is or not. But if she's really taking a liking to him, and you know some people don't believe in the Nicolandria of it all, I just kind of feel like you are entitled to think how you choose to think about Nicolandria, because everybody not going to believe in it, and people just going to have to suck it up, right? Even though you made it seem one way in the beginning, now you're changing it. But it's like, damn, I will say, I hope don't nobody try and go over there and be all in that lady comments like, I told you your shit was fake, all this other stuff. So you pretty much just kind of sent some people over there in that lady direction, even though you was trying to take a shot at Nick, it seems. And as much as you love Olandria, are you sending people over there her way? But also, I thought about this. What if Ace already had a conversation with her? Ain't no telling. He said that's his real friend, so maybe he's already talked to her like, okay, cool, I think it's cool. Because he don't seem like wanting to bite his tongue too much. So he probably told her, I think it's cool. Y'all getting to know each other or whatever. But I already know my man's Nick. He'll switch up at the drop of a dime. So you might want to be on a red alert. Just make sure you keeping your eyes open. He probably gave her the scoop. That's probably why Olandria came to IG. I'm sorry, Twitter, and she was like, yeah, so anyway, my event at Tuskegee went great yesterday. That's what she had said. So she was being, like, whatever. I see y'all talking, but I don't give a damn. No, that's right, girl. Get your money. Get your damn money. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know what they got going on. I'm just telling y'all what the people had said. I don't know. I know people were asking, whether Shelly knew he was going to go. I don't think Shelly knew that. I think he probably just told Shelly, I'm just going to keep it honest. I'm just going to go in there and keep it honest. That's what he did. Did she probably know or think what he would say would affect Olandria in some capacity? I don't think she did. I don't think so. And I also wouldn't be surprised if, they probably on the phone right now and Olandria probably telling him how he made her feel or something. Potentially. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Possibly. What's in my head in this moment, what I keep thinking about is the fact that Nick, even though I want to be on your side, I still have to be in the middle with you, because when you saw Olandria wasn't fucking with Huda, like, you still went on in interviews and said that you and Huda are still good. Y'all are still cool, and Olandria knows that, and she's okay with that. And I'm kind of like, is she really? And then now that the reunion is over, you want to unfollow her now. After the reunion is over, and the reunion filmed how many weeks ago? And your girl was getting threats and all this and that, and you were aware that she asked the girl to put a message out, and she didn't even do it, and you still over there following her. Then you get your ass on interviews talking about some, oh, we still cool, we're still good, like, we're okay. Like, I mean, Landry is okay with that. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Just watching you. Nah, it's crazy. He also said, he was asked about whether or not Clark and, who has a real relationship, and he feels like Clark and Taylor does. When it comes to him and him and Shelly, he's still like, they're still exclusive, but they're not girlfriend boyfriend just yet. Okay. And I don't know if he's waiting for the hype to die down and for that moment when he finally makes her his girlfriend to be just a moment between them without all of the noise. That could potentially be. I don't know what the hell he got going on. But if you got so much to say about other folks, I would hope. But anyway, we wish y'all the best of luck. What else going on? Let me see, because I do want to get into something that Speedy had to say after the fact. After this interview was over, he took to social media to say some stuff. So let us check out what Speedy is talking about.
I want you all to consider.
Give me one sec, because I want to start that over. All right.
Want to answer the question? Great. If you don't want to answer the question, also great. Nobody is entitled or forced to have to answer any question. But here's what I do want to say, and this will be the last thing. I want you all to consider that maybe, just maybe, people are allowed to feel how they want to feel, especially when they have information that you don't have.
He ain't lying.
So today you may have seen a clip, or you may have seen a portion of an interview when someone was asked if they felt as if a relationship was real. And while you are absolutely entitled to have your opinion on that, I do want to say that some people may have more information than you have. They may know things that you don't know. They may be aware of things that transpired that you don't know. They may have seen and witnessed things that you have not seen. That's it. That's all I want to say. So, you may see somebody say, or you may see somebody have an opinion on a relationship. I would just say maybe, just maybe, they know something that you don't. Because if what I was told off camera is true,
Stop it. Stop. Wait. That's so goddamn messy, girl. That's so goddamn messy, girl. That's so fucking messy. And then you end it like that, because if I have to go to that last part.
told off camera, if what I
Was told
told
off camera
is true,
damn. I don't know, Nicolandrians, bitch. And the people told Speedy to go to hell. I don't know, Nicolandrians. I don't know, Nicolandrians. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know. Listen, all I'm going to say is this, y'all. If they break up like clockwork in a year, it was fake the whole time. Don't come over here in my comments. Scoot back up off me. Don't put your hands on me. It was fake the whole time. Okay, it's PR stunny wunny. Okay, it was. That's just what. If that's what it is. Okay. I'm just saying. And y'all could be sad for my girl Olandria all you want to. Whole time her real nigga you ain't gonna never see, because she been up there putting Nick in the front. I'm telling you, you're like, okay. Whole time my girl got a whole relationship y'all about don't know shit about in a year. All y'all know is Nick. Okay, so I'm just saying, the fact that Janae and Kenny broke up a year later, Right now, Kenny may have said and did all the things, or maybe that was a part of the plot. I don't damn know. But if they don't last a year, it was a contract. It was Lori Harvey. I'm sorry. Okay? It was one of them Lori Harvey contracts. It's just what it is, okay? But don't feel bad for my girl. Don't feel bad for Olandria, because my girl probably would have had a whole man that y'all knew nothing about, happy in peace, if it ain't Nick. Okay. But I do want to hop into what Taylor over here talking about, because there are a few clips over here of Taylor who pretty much got into the video and reacting to it. And Taylor's so not good with talking that we just gonna see. I'm probably gonna let's just click on some stuff.
I'm gonna dictate what my future looks like. He's just chat, we good? With that being said,
No.
do you feel
We got Miss Girl in the
see
back.
who your friends are?
We're gonna skip through these and see.
Olandria, Taylor, and maybe Brian. The glaring omission there is Nick. Yeah. And don't.
Bro, Nick and Ace is still friends, bro. Like, yo, they still friends. We all still friends. Ain't you feel me? Like, what did y'all keep watching? What I missed?
What you missed is what's at the end when he don't list that nigga as his friend. Like, are you okay? That's what you're missing, baby. That's what you're missing. You talking about they still friends, but he ain't even mentioned the man. Not as his friend.
Are cool, but like to say we are super close, like we were in the villa, it's not the case.
That's y'all saying he ain't say he was not friends with him. He's just saying they not super close as they was in the villa. They still friends. They just not as close as they was in the villa. That's all he said.
Why are you gaslighting folks?
He said that he did not. Where in here did he say they're not friends? Please tell me.
When he didn't list that nigga as his friend, like
I just ain't see it. Oh, now you hot.
he trying to say the Three Musketeers so bad, so bad.
Oh, what happened to it? What happened? Oh, I muted it.
It is. Coming out this villa, I've seen a lot of people not stand behind what they say and let narratives continue to spin.
Exactly. They hear what they want to hear. Not once did he say they was not friends. This go to show how y'all take one thing of him saying
They not friends,
not
baby.
as close as they was in the villa, and y'all turn
They not friends, baby. And we know you're the dumb stooge.
that
Like,
into the complete opposite. But boy, he did not say that. What do you
The people who stood on what exactly happened in the villa after having all the conversation.
keep watching? Okay, I'm gonna keep watching.
She said today, to when this interview drops, this is who my current people who are close to me. I respect Olandria, I respect Chelley, I respect Jeremiah, I respect Brian, and I respect Taylor.
the fact that he said Jeremiah and not Nick was very surprising. I actually forgot that he said Jeremiah. And I'm like, not the man that you spent a lot of time trying to get the fuck up out the villa. Not that one. Oh, wow. Okay. But he did say that they talked it out. They're cool. They're in conversation. He's gonna hopefully work with Jeremiah at some point. That's because he's feeling bad and guilty and don't like the fact that social media drug his ass for real. And because he had the situation so wrong, because Jeremiah was some of the problem, but he wasn't all of the problem. And he started to realize that.
And Clark, he said also. He did say Clark also. But all he said right there was just who he's close with. It's literally it. That's all he said. It's literally all he said.
I'm not super close with everybody like that coming outside the villa because I just see certain things on the internet which I don't respect. And I know you probably about to ask me about the whole Nick.
Exactly. Respect and not being friends are two different things.
It's not a part of that equation. It's just, again, certain things I don't rock with. I feel like if you're my friend behind closed doors, you're going to be my friend in public.
Sure.
And again, we all have fun, we joke, we troll. I seen we did a whole tattoo thing, funny as hell. But when it comes to the serious shit regarding my character, that's the things I take serious.
And you feel like,
Yep.
But I don't think that's right to say when Nick didn't damage your fucking character. He just didn't defend it like you wanted him to. You talking as though like when it comes to my character, there's somebody I don't play with, but you talking like Nick said something about you. You talking, and I haven't heard anything. So do send me clips. You talking like he was the one out here assassinating your character the whole time. He just didn't defend it like you wanted him to.
In here, did Ace say Nick is not my friend? I'll wait. I need those exact words and subtitles under his mouth with him saying it for me to be able to believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, when you go in that group chat and you see that he not interacting with Nick because you don't want to believe it, but really what it's giving is that you're putting up a facade to make it seem like y'all still cool because you still cool with Nick.
Stand up for you and or silence narratives when he had the opportunity.
And I told him that. I told him, I said, yo, I feel like the answer that you gave was just mad PR. And
that right there, that goes to show Ace, everything Ace gonna tell it to him face to face, yo. So it ain't nothing hot. It's conversations that we have private that y'all don't see. Y'all won't ever know we didn't have these private conversations. You feel me? So y'all not gonna get it all. I'm sorry, y'all not. Y'all can keep.
He one of the people that I'm like, why is he famous? Like, why do people know his name? Why do people know him?
I want to read into, but that ain't it, yo.
The way y'all be talking for Ace is crazy to me when he literally telling you what the hell it is. Y'all have private conversations. We have private conversations that y'all, I mean, we don't expect to know what y'all talk about in private. But Ace ass so damn unhinged that he'll tell I'll knock all this shit over. Okay? Ace will knock all this shit over. Understand?
he was like, well, I'm pretty much over it, so.
He been to told us every damn thing. I don't even know if I want to hear more from Taylor's ass.
Do you feel like
okay, this part, baby.
Relationship is real?
I think Clark. Oh, y'all messy for that. Y'all are messy. Y'all messy for that one, bro.
Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm gonna assume that that's your answer.
That's so fucked up.
Is that
Ace is not messy? I don't see how y'all calling someone messy for his opinion.
He ain't give one. What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? He ain't give no opinion. Okay? This nigga gave a sly ass grin. He gave a sly ass grin. Like, sir, yes, that's messy.
I don't know how that goes. Like, how you call someone messy for their opinion?
tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah, it really is.
I think hard.
Because again, we just she just came out here for Shelly's birthday, and we all spent time together at the club, and we all kicking and shit.
He's not
that.
messy.
So I have respect for man.
That's not messy. He's messy for giving his opinion.
With that being
That's
said,
messy as fuck, baby.
They're gonna end up together. Are they really feeling each other?
Nah, because again, first week is a little bit hazy. Everybody's trying to get to explore everybody, you know. And
Get to the
Before
point.
he get into
see.
And let's get this before he get into this explanation here. That man wanted them together. Actually, so that in the villa.
Somebody
that man
cut
wanted
Taylor
them
mic
together.
off.
Outside the villa. He wants them together. So it's not like he want happiness for Olandria. He want happiness for Nick. You feel me? It's not Ace. It's not Ace picking a side. It ain't even none of that, bro. Like, y'all gonna dig super deep into this for no reason, but bro, Ace just want nothing but happiness for his people, bro. That's literally all it is. It ain't even
For his people. He wants happiness for Olandria, but not Nicolandria. Okay, this boy is weird. And you the same one up there sitting up there just damn apologizing, rambling, not saying a fuck ass thing about a damn apology. They gonna talk, so you was my dog. You still my dog. The hell? Girl, I can't. I can't. I can't, Taylor, baby. It's okay, love. But that was pretty much, let me see. I think that's pretty much everything, child, when you come down to these people and the stuff that got going on. All right. Um, Ace just decided, hold on, what Miss Mamas?
People are
Oh,
referring to them as the new PPG, but I'm gonna hold off.
hold on. Let me see what she's talking about. Somebody says that this woman, I just saw this on my Twitter, saying that she pretty much called it when it came down to their dynamic based on astrology. I know everybody not into that, but I want to hear what she finna say.
Here's my take on the Three Musketeers based on astrology. I know people are referring to them as the new PPG, but I'm gonna hold off on that for now because I don't think this trio is gonna last. So
Oh,
the reason why I think that they are all getting along really well right now is because Taylor has a Gemini Mars, Ace has a Leo Mars, and then Nick has a Sagittarius Mars. And so all those combining together, they do make good aspects to each other. So I think that they do just have a lot of fun together. They love the gag, they love the bit, they love the banter. Like they can goof off together, and they just kind of have a lot of fun together in that way. But when I look deeper into like the synastry between the three of them, Taylor and Ace are very close. Like their friendship is just beyond a normal friendship. Like they truly are brothers. Something that's really interesting is that they were both born on new moons, and those new moons were both next to Mars. And so for Ace that was Leo, and for Taylor that was Gemini. So
interesting.
they feel very similar and they feel very connected, but it's not in like a they're exactly the same kind of way. It's in a very complementary way because that's a sextile. And so they feel very close to each other, and they also have a Venus trine, so like their values are kind of the same, which helps them in an environment like this to get close to each other. And then their Mercury is also sextile, so they just have good communication. Like they are brothers in a lot of ways. And then Nick and Taylor also have some pretty sweet chemistry between them. Like it's a very soft and sweet connection that the two of them have. They have like a Venus sextile, which is pretty sweet. They have a moon trine, so they kind of understand each other well. Like there's kind of an instant familiarity that they have with each other. And one of their Jupiters conjoins the other one's Venus, which is also pretty sweet. So there's just like a cute softness between the two of them. The issue comes with these two.
Oh,
Ace and Nick have some interesting things going on between them. Their Mercuries oppose each other, their moons oppose each other, and their Venuses oppose each other. So they are very different people, and they like to do things opposite of each other. And that can feel kind of annoying. Oppositions alone aren't bad, but when
sounds
everything's in
about right.
opposition, it literally feels like that person is becoming your op. Like they are doing exactly the opposite of what you're doing and like thinking that it's right. So that could end up becoming tense between the two of them. Nick's moon is also on Ace's Neptune. So Ace probably feels confused by Nick. He probably feels like he's not getting a really good read on him all the time, or that he doesn't really understand who Nick is and what he stands for and what he's feeling inside.
Facts, because that's how
And
Nick
so on top
is.
of all of the other oppositions, Ace is probably just like who is this man? What is he doing? And then Nick's Mars is also on Ace's South node. And in a positive sense, this can help like lower Nick's aggression at times. Like Ace could be someone that teaches him how to calm down in some regards, but it can also be that Nick kind of just wants to do what Ace is doing, and he's like learning from Ace. So this is where I'm going to start more speculating rather than analyzing. So keep that in mind. I think Nick likes Ace and Ace doesn't like Nick. I think Ace is keeping that to himself right now, but I don't think he actually likes Nick that much. But I
Well, why the hell was he crying so damn bad when Nick got kicked out the villa? He was crying like his dog died. Like, huh? Damn. But I definitely can see that. I can see Nick looking up to Ace and admiring him as a leader and stuff. I definitely get that. I do. But I also could see where there could have been times where Ace may not have liked Nick because Nick does also kind of do his own thing.
think that as a whole in this trio, Ace is kind of the star here. He's kind of the leader. I don't think he necessarily appointed himself as a leader, but he just kind of has the strongest presence, like both astrologically and from what we've seen. And so these two kind of just follow what Ace does. And I think eventually Ace is going to ice out Nick and just be more close with Taylor. And I think Taylor and Nick will stay friends, but I think Taylor is, Taylor's a Gemini stellium. Like he's just there for the ride. He's just there for a
Clearly.
good time. He doesn't stand for anything too strongly, and not in a bad way. That's just the person that he is. So when Ace is making his big bold statements, like I think he'll just kind of stand by him, whereas Nick may be more likely to kind of like move away from that. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting from what I'm seeing. And when it comes to Ace icing him out, like, I don't necessarily think that means that like something really big or bad is going to happen. It might just be kind of like a gradual growing apart, especially since it seems like these two aren't in very strong connections at the minute, whereas like Nick is really close with Sierra. So like Nick could kind of just end up going off and doing his own thing, and Ace could be like, well, me and my boy Taylor here, like we ride forever. I don't know. So long story short, these two are brothers, these two are friends. I'm confused by those two. And I think they're confused too.
Damn. And she said that a long time ago. Oh shit. Well, she definitely read that right. Just a little piece, honey. She definitely read that right. But that's pretty much it, y'all. That's everything. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Okay. Ace gave a little bit of, I don't want to say that he was jealous, but I will say it was giving misplacement of anger, because a lot of what Nick has, I feel like Ace could have it too. In my personal, he just chose not to, which is why I don't understand all the animosity towards Nick if you was not gonna get your ass out there and do those interviews. You know what I'm saying? And defend your own name as well, because it wasn't like Nick's fans were the ones that was coming after you at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? Um I don't really fault him a whole lot for his opinion. I mean, I guess it was kind of messed up if that's somebody you was cool with and now you ain't getting your way. You want to show your ass a little bit, like but you won't want nobody to do that to you though. Like, anyway, child, let me get to these super chats real quick before I go. Thank you so much for the super chat, KOB. You have to hear what Speedy said about the interview. Ace was wrong and right. LOL. Okay. O didn't deserve the blind side, but the producers are the real T. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, we did get into the Speedy. I know you sent this before we got into Speedy. I agree. I think Ace was wrong and right about stuff. That's why I didn't understand all of the backlash, all of the upsetness and everything. It seems like people were just more upset because he was against Nicolandria. Like, you don't believe in it. And I feel like if you don't, that's okay. Like, everybody's just not going to believe in it. And yeah, producers are definitely the real T. They are the problem. However, I'm not going to put everything on the producers, because all of the Islanders also played a role and a part. And I feel like it's really, even though it's shot differently, it's also no different than Housewives, right? When we watch those shows, yes, production plays a role, but also you got to get them something to play with. And there's that. Um, what else? Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. What is it? Jertika? I hope I said it right. Something about saying the final four being right and it didn't have him and Shelly in it. Oh, I do kind of remember that. But behind closed doors, the story switched. You know, he did kind of say that. Cause who was the final four? I know it was Amaya, it was Nicolandria, it was Huda and Chris. Oh, Pepe and Iris, Pepe and Iris. Yeah, I do remember him saying something like that. That was kind of messed up to say that he felt like that was best. But also at the same time, you wanted him to just throw somebody else under the bus and say, I mean, you know what? It would have been easier to say Chris and Huda. It would have been easier to say Chris and Huda, considering the fact that you spent all the damn season trying to get Huda ass off the show. Like, you've been trying to get her kicked out. So yeah, I think that I can understand why Ace may have felt the way. I can understand that, but then also at the same time, I feel like that doesn't speak to your character. If he's saying that, oh, I feel like all the final four, like they were good, we're fine, whatever, I liked it as it is, that's not really speaking to your character. And then at the same time, it's like you can't get mad at him for you not being there, because how they made it seem was that America voted y'all out. So I don't know, child. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you for the super chat. Zol baby, thank you for the super chat. Nick told Nick Cannon that Ace and him had a very bad altercation in the villa before Ace went on. Oh, well, I'll need to go and watch that. Let me go and check that out and see what happened. Not a very bad altercation before he left the villa. Oh my. Thank you for letting me know that, and thank you for the super chat. Mary Mac, thank you for the super chat. Word on the street is that Olandria unfollowed Ace. Did she? Try, let me go check this out. Mm-mm. And let me tell you, Olandria, I knew he threw you a little bit of shade, so I get it, girl. I get it. No, she's still following him. And let me tell you, I feel like she should check him and let him know what he did and how it made her feel. I don't think it necessarily should require a unfollow. And the reason why I feel like it should not require an unfollow is because of how long it took fucking Nick ass to unfollow Huda after everything that you went through. Okay? But you know. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, if she did unfollow Ace, she must have followed him back because he's still on her page now. Let's see. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm gonna need you to listen to the Modern Love podcast with Nicolandria. Modern Love. Okay, boom. Y'all done gave me 2 of them that I gotta tune into and will do. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. Orange Moon. Ace is a hypocrite. He's mad at Nick for not speaking up, but Speedy said Ace gave him damning info about Nick. Does Olandria know? Thank you for the super chat. I'm wondering if she knows too. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if she knows too. I will hope that they've had that conversation, but we shall see. We shall see. But I thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all for being here. Please be sure to like up the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand on my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida,